Thus spoke Zarathustra and Rama Siloh. I am silent and breathe the fresh air of the mountain range in Persia that stretches from Mount Zagros in the north to Elbrus in the south. I feel the breeze on my face, walk slowly, and find a cave on the mountainside overlooking a precipice. I approach stealthily and discover a man about 40 years old with thick beards, meditating inside near a young fire. For hours, I only watch him. He finishes meditating, stands up, and comes towards me, looking at me with a penetrating gaze, centuries old, that reaches my soul and says, "Will you come with me? I was waiting for you," he says. Descending the mountain along winding paths, we walk for hours and even days in silence, without fatigue. Only the sound of the wind swaying the trees is heard. We leave the mountain range behind and pass near the stairway leading to the gates of the underworld beneath Lake Apsu. The creaking of bones, laments, and teeth grinding rises from the depths. We go down mountainous slopes, dodging the dense forest of oaks, and lower down the pistachio and almond steppes. Fields of wheat and barley, plum, apricot, and grapes. We eat out of hunger and thirsty, and continue on the path while watching Qashqai shepherds tending the flocks of the sheep. In the distance we sight the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. We approach closer. It was a beautiful afternoon when the colors exploded in the desert. The sun reddened the mountains' lines while the two distant rivers meandered in gold and silver. Zarathustra sings his poems to our Master and says, "O Father, bring from the hidden the sacred letters. Bring near that source in which I have always been able to see the open branches of the future." And while the song multiplied in distant echoes, a point appeared in the sky, approaching swiftly. Instantly we saw wings and head of an eagle with lion's body and tail. A flight of majestic ship leaving metal. A simorgh, a myth and poetry in motion, reflecting the beams of the setting sun. The song continued as the winged figure outlined itself, extending its strong lion paws. Then silence fell, and the celestial griffin opened its enormous ivory beak to respond with a shriek that, rolling through the valleys, awakened the forces of the subterranean serpent. There were clouds of sun and dust, but everything calmed when the creature descended gently. Soon a rider jumped down before the man, who thanked the long-awaited presence of his father. It was Rama Siloh, coming from the future. He drew from a bag held by the griffin. It was a large book, as ancient as the world. Then, sitting on the multicolored ground, father and son, the great poets of the mountain chains of east and west, breathed in the sunset, looking at each other long, and as prepared, opened the old volume. On each page, they glimpsed the cosmos. In a single letter, they saw barred galaxies, open globular clusters. The characters dance and the ancient scrolls, and in them the movement of the cosmos was ready. Meanwhile, the two men, if they were men, were standing, the elder with his long robes loose and unfastened at the whim of the wind, smiled like no one could have smiled in this world, and in my heart I heard his words. I say that from today, having taken man from this earth to other worlds, to the cosmos, he will find balance only in the inner religion. In other times, the young spirit needed supports. Today, it is ready to walk alone without priests, custody, without temple enclosures. God has died in the temples, has died in images, has died in his representatives, but is reborn in the heart of man. A new species will open to the universe. Our visit has ended. And both mounted that ship, that allegory in motion, and took flight and disappeared into infinity.